Yeah, it's me, Token Vaping. I just want to go ahead and do tonight's juice review, which is actually a update part one. There is 5 flavors in this line. There are new flavors to an already current line, and I was a big fan of one of the flavors. I mean, all 3 flavors were good, but I was a big fan of one in particular. So this is an update, but a new part one. And like I said, there are 5 flavors, so I'm going to break this up. Tonight's review is going to be on the first 3 that I chose, and then I will do the second 2 on the next video. However, the name of the company is... Can you guess it? Boom! Devil's Blend. So what's on your cotton? And yes, the shirt is on backwards, but I did that mainly because that's the backside to it, and it is one of the coolest logo designs that I've come across in a while as far as, you know, incorporating something in with the name of the juice. You know, it is called Devil's Blend, so obviously using the devil's head, but the way that they did it was actually really, really, really cool. So I did want to show that off, and on the front it says Devil's Blend, hand blended. This is coming out of SoCal. And it says, so, what's on your cotton? Now, like I said, it is a update on new flavors that they're coming out with. And I do apologize if I sound a little winded. It's just really warm in my place right now. And I did leave my fan running on a previous video that I did. And there was this hum that was in the background that I know bothered some people. So I do apologize for that. So I'm going to try to get through this without the fan. But it is a little warm. But any of you that are already following this really cool company on Instagram and or Facebook, Twitter, things like that, or their main website, which is devilsblendvape.com, you'll already know. You know, there are 3 established flavors already. My favorite out of the 3 was Straw Devils and Cream. Just a really, really good, solid strawberries and cream flavor. Vape through that really quick. The other 2 are still solid flavors as well, Melon Madness and Pebbles, but they decided to extend their line a little bit more, and they added on 5 new ones. Still the highest quality that they produced the first 3 in, still the same, you know, clean rooms in a lab and everything else. The nicotine that they use is still sourced from I think they're tobacco plants, but they're grown in a lab that is actually regularly checked on by the FDA. So the nicotine is as pure as it's going to be, following those guidelines. So, I mean, basically, this company is all about quality, adhering to all the specific rules, guidelines, things like that. And, you know, it's just, they're making sure that everything that goes into this juice is top notch. Because basically, they follow the same rulings that, you know, we all feel that, you know, it should be. Is if they're not willing to vape it, why would they put it out on the market for us to vape? So, you know, it's still one of those that, regardless of anything else, at the end of the day, they vape this stuff just as regularly as they would like you or I to. So they're going to put the same quality in their juices as they would in the ones that they sell. Whew, sorry about that. So, like I said, their website is devilsblendvape.com. You can purchase these on their website. Right now, actually, if you go to the website and look into purchasing some of these flavors, they are having a decent sale on them. They do offer a 30 mil and a 120 mil. And I do apologize. I used to give prices and things like that off of what I found for their websites and things like that. But I also do know that, and I'm still trying to fully confirm it myself, but I do know that the FDA is starting to have a little bit of a say as to what can be said, what can't be said, you know, through review videos and things like that. I haven't really found anything out confirmed, so to speak, but, you know, I'm just trying to play it safe and do what I can to respect what's going on. So, actually, with that, if you have not, if you have not put your voice to join with the rest of the vaping community and continue to fight for our vaping rights and our freedom, please do so. There are multiple advocacy groups that are out there. CASA and SFAFTA are the main 2, but definitely do whatever you can to help continue this fight that we're trying to do, so that we can vape freely, and we can vape, you know, under our own rights and freedoms and choices and everything else like that. So, if not, please do so. But The first three flavors that I'm going to do, like I said, they are offered in a 30 and a 120 mil. Three nicotine options, 0, 3, and 6. I hate saying 3 when there's 0 is no nicotine, but it technically gets put into that as well. So it is a 70-30 mix, but I will tell you right now, including the first three flavors that I did in my previous video, which you can check out on my channel, these three are just as solid. It is a 70-30, but it does vape a little bit more solid than other 70-30s that I've tried. So I will give you that heads up as well. Some 70-30s seem to be a little more liquidy than others. These are not. These are very solid. They're very dense. The first three that I'm going to do for this video, and one of them I'm actually saving for first vape, first try, and that's this one, but also to show you that compliant with the new regs, safety seal, right there. Boom! They do all come with that, the child safety cap, and again, this is their label. This is a really cool devil head. I like that a lot. It says Devil's Blend with the flavor, and then right underneath it has a flavor profile, and that's really cool too, because I mean, there are times when you may have 4 or 5 flavors that you always kind of juggle around, or more, in your rotation, you know, and sometimes you forget. Just because you read the name doesn't always mean it's going to tell you exactly what's in it. But adding the little bit of extra right there and putting what the flavor actually is on the underneath that's actually really cool. Warning ingredient labeling on that side, and on this side they have their really cool logo, and then it has all the extras. It has the mix ratio, and then the nicotine level, hand blended in SoCal, and then the size of the bottle. So all the information that needs to be there is there. It is simplistic to a point, but the biggest pop is their devil's head, but it's not overly gaudy. You're not looking at it going, oh my god, they could have toned that down a little bit. They didn't. That is actually really cool. Boom. But the three flavors that I'm going to do for this one is, the first one is Devil's Funnel Cake. And I actually am a fan of funnel cake when I go to carnivals and fairs and things like that. It's one of those things, whether it's a funnel cake, elephant ear, it's kind of the same thing. But I always have to get one. I always wait until I'm like overly stuffed from carny food, but I always have to at least eat part of one, you know. But good thing that's why you have family, because they finish the rest of it. But they did a little bit of a twist on this. Now, most of the funnel cakes that I'm used to eating is just basically the puffed up fried pastry with the cinnamon sugar on it. Or the powdered sugar in some cases, of where it's just powdered sugar on the pastry. This one they decided to put a little bit more of a kick to, and it's basically blueberries, whipped cream, and cinnamon. So on first inhale, absolutely blueberry. Blueberry, if you have not ever vaped anything that has blueberry in it, it is definitely a very strong, potent flavor. Usually in most flavors, it's going to be by itself. Generally, when it's mixed in with something of other fruit flavors, it tends to be a little stronger than the rest, just because blueberry by itself as a whole, the fruit, is a very strong flavor. But you definitely get a full blueberry on the inhale of that. Now on the vape, this is where I was kind of a little on the fence with this. You definitely vape a blueberry taste, absolutely. Rock solid in the beginning, all the way through, for the most part. The whipped cream is actually a nice mix in this. A lot of times when I vape something that has whipped cream in it, it basically does. It kind of is mellow enough that you don't fully get it, but then you get kind of, I think I get a creamy hit for it. But in this case, the whipped cream, you definitely get the whipped cream. And the cinnamon is just where I got a little bit lost with it. Now, I know that they try not to overpower with certain flavors, especially when there's supposed to be a mix of them. They're trying to go for an even amount. So cinnamon does tend to be a little strong if you add too much to it. So I think they were trying to go for more of a subtle undertone. I did get it on some of the vapes that I tried it on. I won't say that I was able to get it consistently on all of them, but when I did hit it, it was just enough that it was just a nice little ending kick to the tail end of the flavor. But the whipped cream mixed with the blueberry, I mean, it is a really nice mixture as well. Now, to say that it's going to taste exactly like a funnel cake as far as with the pastry and everything, it's going to be a little different in my opinion, and that's just all this is, guys. It's just my opinion, my take on this. I'm not trying to tell you how you're supposed to feel about it. I'm not trying to make you pull something out of this flavor that you probably wouldn't ordinarily get. This is just how I received it. This is just how I took to that. So please just don't take it as I'm trying to impose my will on anybody, because that's not what I'm doing. But as far as for a funnel cake, now I've never actually had a funnel cake, with a specific topping. It's always just been the powdered sugar and or cinnamon. So having the blueberry in this was a little different. I'll be honest with you, the way that it vaped for me, it had almost more of a crepe type feel to the vape. So it's going to be, I mean, if you're going to vape this specifically looking for funnel cake, it may seem a little weak in that. Now, if you just accept it for the blueberry with the whipped cream and a slight hit of cinnamon, it's definitely solid for that aspect of that. So it's a give or take for, it's going to be a give or take for most people. It's good for what it is, but if you're looking for something specific, you may find something wrong with it. And I hate to say that about this, just because, like I said, it is a great line overall, great people. It just, obviously it's not going to be for everybody. Which brings me to my next flavor. Now, this one actually caught me off guard, and I can proudly actually say that I was very, very happily proved wrong. The next flavor is peanut butter and jelly, which basically is peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's basically literally peanut butter and jelly. That's the flavor profile. Now, I have vaped some flavors before that have peanut butter in it, but they're usually mixed with something that's supposed to be a jam type flavor. This literally is trying to go basic with it and just go old school peanut butter and jelly. This one got hit out of the park. You definitely get the peanut butter on the inhale and on the vape. As soon as it hits your tongue, you taste peanut butter. The jelly actually blends in nice, because depending, and this is going to sound really weird, but depending on how you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whether you have the jelly on top when you eat it, or if you flip it over and it's on the bottom, whatever first hits your tongue and the roof of your mouth, it's going to have a slight different feel. This case reminds me of when I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the peanut butter on the bottom, because that hits my tongue first, and then the jelly kind of kicks in midway through it and hits that sugary little tail end of it, and that's exactly what this vape does. This vape I like a lot. I'm not a huge peanut butter and jelly fan, just because I don't like jelly really, but vape-wise, this is very, very good. It's hearty, it's solid, it's smooth, it's a very enjoyable vape. So it's definitely going to fill that peanut butter void if you like peanut butter, but there is a nice little kick to the tail end of that for jelly. So that's what that is. Now, the third flavor that I'm going to try, and this is for the first vape, first impression on this, so you can also see the clouds for this. This is Lunatics Lemonade. And the reason why it's a Lunatics Lemonade, and I'm just totally guessing on my own here, but it's lemonade with cucumber. Yes, I did say cucumber and lemonade. Not two things you expect to find together. Lemonade iced tea, lemonade raspberry, lemonade fruit, anything. But this is lemonade cucumber. So it sounds a little crazy, hence lunatic. But that's just my view of that. Now, cucumber is meant to be more of a crisp, refreshing type vape on this, whereas lemonade is already supposed to be crisp and have a little bit of a citrus tartness to it with the cleansing of it. So, and as you can see, this one out of all of them is the clearest, really. It almost looks like there's no nicotine in this, but there is nicotine. So, just let you know how pure the nicotine itself is. But this is lemonade and cucumber, so we're going to bust this open, and we're going to try this, and I'm going to see what cucumber and lemonade tastes like. So, as you can see, there is the seal there, and I'm going to go ahead and bust that open now, if I can find the preparation, because that's why that's there. So, and there's that. And of course, I have to leave part of it on there, because that's just me. I do want to ensure that, like I said, this is on here. That is the safety wrap. So, but let's go for first impression on this. Oh, that's weird. Literally, as soon as I start breathing it in, I get lemonade, but then you actually kind of smell the cucumber on the tail end of that. That's odd. I definitely have to vape this now, obviously. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this wicked up. There's my cotton. And the only cotton that I use since I first tried it is Texas Tough Cotton. And it says there, not another pansy-ass cotton ball. It's a very dense cotton. It holds juice very well. It holds flavor in very well. And compared to a lot of other cotton that I've tried, it seems to last a little bit longer for me. I don't know, maybe I just vape differently than others. But it works for me, so that's why I basically use only that in all my videos. So on Instagram, it's Texas Tough Cotton if you're interested. Now, while I'm going ahead and juicing this up, regarding the safety aspect of vaping, when it comes to security and everything else like that, anytime you order something, and there's supposed to be a safety seal, a safety wrap, threading tape, child safety cap, safety lock cap, whatever, anything that is meant to be on that item to ensure the safety and quality of it. If you receive it or you buy it, whatever, and something about it just doesn't sit well with you, something about it makes you feel weird, something about it just feels uncomfortable to you, don't use it. Don't open it, don't touch it, don't taste it, don't sniff it, don't vape it. Just contact the shop that you purchased it from, contact the distributor you may have gotten it from, contact the people who make it, contact whoever you need to, but just let them know what's going on. They will take steps to rectify the situation and give you the proper product in the proper way that it's meant to be received. Because at the end of the day, it really is all about safety and health. So it takes 2 seconds to take care of that. For your health, just don't do it. So this is Lunatics Lemonade, and as you can see right there, it is at 75 watts. So we're going to go ahead and vape this, and we'll see what we get. Like I said, it's 70-30, but those are some solid clouds, and that's really impressive. That's always a good thing. Okay, so first impression of this, I will say one thing that I've learned in doing these reviews. Anytime that you vape a flavor that's supposed to be like a lemonade type flavor or a juice type flavor that's supposed to be light or refreshing, there's always a chance that you're going to run into a slight throat hit in that, because the flavor is supposed to be crisper, it's supposed to be a lighter vape, it's supposed to have a less hardiness to it. So obviously it's going to kind of lighten up on the flavor, but that's in turn going to cause the nicotine and everything else to kind of kick in a little bit more. Now I get a very, and I mean very slight, it's just a very light kind of, I would almost call it just kind of a scratch tap on the back of my throat for the nicotine. Not anything to really concern yourself with, not much of a deal breaker if you're not a fan of the throat hit. It is not a hit at all. It's, like I said, it's literally just kind of a boop and it's gone. But because it's a lemonade flavor, it's almost expected to kind of have something like that on it. Now, I will say it definitely is refreshing. It has a very light appeal to it that does have that crispness. It does have that lemonade kick, so to speak, of like when you're drinking a glass of lemonade with ice cubes in it, that refreshing feel that you get. I mean, and I believe that's what the cucumber is mainly for, because I've seen that in a few other flavors that it was meant for that. Because truthfully, I get more lemonade than anything, which is a good thing because that's the name of the flavor. I believe that cucumber is supposed to just be a light hit on the taste, not to where you're supposed to fully taste cucumber, but it's meant more to be the refreshing aspect of it that gives it that little wispy, on a hot day you drink a tall glass of lemonade and it gives you that refreshing feel. It's kind of like when you put like cucumbers or things like that in water to flavor it, but it's not to give it a specific flavor. It's just meant to give it a little bit of a hint of something to help the refreshment of it. But on a hot day or warm day, I mean, right now, like I said, it's warm in my place, and vaping this actually makes me feel, and I don't know if it's more of a mental thing or not, but it definitely gives me more of a cooling feel to it. So it definitely does what it's supposed to, and it's actually a nice light vape. That's actually pretty solid in itself as well. So, like I said, the Devil's Funnel Cake, the Peanut Butter and Jealous, and the Lunatic Lemonade. 3 new flavors coming out of the 5 new set that's added to this already impressive line. Definitely check it out. devilsblendvape.com. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can email them directly. It's on their website. It's on their Instagram page as well. It's definitely a good line to offer. It's the flavors are enough of a mix that they're not all kind of grouped into one set type of flavor profile. There is a nice mixture there on top of the original 3. So it's definitely a good quality line to have as far as just a wide range of flavor tastes. All the flavors are on point. They are rock solid. Like I said, I had a little bit of a skepticism with the Devil's Funnel Cake just because of what I'm used to, but somebody else may totally relate it to a funnel cake in itself. But the Peanut Butter and Jealous, the Lunatic Lemonade, I mean, on point, rock solid. Clouds are totally abundant there for a 70-30 mix. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Devil's Blend, thank you guys so much for this continued privilege. It is an honor to work with you guys. It's an honor to do the review for your flavor line. Guys, as always, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube. There is that little red button if you'd be so inclined. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest. Anything that I can do to help further enhance your vaping experience, that's all I want to do out of this. Anything that I can do to help you better your vaping, that's the number one priority to me. So anything that you'd like to see in a video, any questions that you have, I can definitely figure out and find out. So again, as always, I'm privileged and honored that you guys took the time to watch this. Until next time, vape on, vape strong. Have a good night.